Modus Operandi, or Modus Operandi. Today we're going to be looking at that. Our mode of operation, our self-appointed program, our code, how we live. One of the greatest tools we have as humans is that we are self-aware. We're self-conscious. So we are able to view ourselves and assess ourselves and introspectively look at ourselves in relationship to the environment and in relationship to ourselves. And one of the ways that we can expand our perception is to be aware. Be aware of how we're operating. Today we're going to need a journal or notebook and a pencil. I like pencils because this is mostly living organism, right? And when we're writing down, we're transmuting energy onto paper, which is also living. And it's just better than pen because it's plastic. I don't need that anymore. So we have two different parts. We have exercise A and exercise B. Exercise B, we need to look at the chart that we're going to build in exercise A. So definitely grab something to write down with. And we're going to be pausing the video a lot today. So I'll let you know when to pause the video, and then you're going to write down your answers, and then we're going to move on. Most of what we're doing today is for the experience of doing it. I'm not going to have any guidance on what it means. This is all going to be vastly different for the individuals doing this drill. What could be interesting for you, though, is to do this with a group of people or even just one other person. Because we all have our own sort of colorful way of perceiving our own program. And sometimes we don't even know that people think in other ways that we do, right? It's almost impossible to know that unless you hear somebody talk about how they operate. So we're going to be working with the internal mechanics of our own operation. If you have somebody that would be around next to you verbalizing their operation, it gives a more dynamic look at even yourself, right? Because now you have a comparison, which isn't always the best, but just stay open-minded. It'll expand you. First exercise, you're gonna write down your mode of operation, your program protocol. Do you always have a plan B? That might be an example of something that's gonna go on this list. I always have a plan B no matter what, right? That goes on this list. Or like me, I never have a plan B, right? That goes on the list. Other things could be when I look at somebody in the eyes, I never look away unless they do first, right? Could be something like that. Or I'm the first person off the green light at every stop sign. These are kind of, they could be minutia, but they could also represent other layers of yourself. So write down the things that you can think of, in however much time you want to spend on this, all the things that are sort of like hard rules that you live by. Pause the video, left-hand side of the screen. Now that you've listed all those, we're going to make columns. 5 columns, and the headers of the columns are importance. How does this affect me? How does this affect others? How does this affect my purpose? And how does this affect the grander purpose, the sort of community or planetary or cosmic purpose? So now we're going to rate, and we're going to rate from a 0 to 10. And 5 is going to be neutral. 0 is absolutely negative, and 10 is absolutely positive. So be careful giving out the 0s and 10s. And the 5 is neutral. So 5 doesn't mean negative. So you're going to rate all of those protocol or hard rules that you have with all of those columns. Go ahead and pause the video and do that. That was exercise A. We have a nice chart, and this is our mode of operation. This is, if this is your self-appointed program at this point in your life. Pretty cool, right? Exercise B is going to be questions based on that first exercise A. I'm going to read out the question. You're going to pause the video and answer it, or you can listen to me say all the questions and then the video is over and then you can answer that. First question. Look at the list. And what's the overall, not the list, look at the chart and what's the overall sort of nature of it? What do you get out of looking at the chart? Pause the video. Next question. Which one of these are the most important? Pause the video. Next question. Expand on any of the intersections, I guess, any of the slots where you put a score under 5. Pause the video and do that. Next question. Are there any benefits for breaking any of the rules that you have? Pause the video. Next question. How flexible are you on these rules? Are there any rules that you would say are really flexible, or rules that you sort of continuously break? Pause the video. Next question. How does it feel when you break those rules? And how does it feel when you break other rules? Pause the video. Have you, if you think back, like maybe just divide your age in half, right? What sort of rules have you had in the past? What sort of programs were you running in the past? I want you to write those down. And I also want you to sort of go down memory lane and remember why you don't have those protocols running anymore. And how you offloaded them, or how they were offloaded for you. What experiences led you to get rid of them? Next question. Are there any protocols in your current chart that may be unnecessary or could be reassessed? So those are some good questions. Feel free to add some more. Like I said, the whole purpose of this is to be aware of yourself. And that's what mindfulness is, right? That's what self-consciousness is. Like I said, it's a fun drill to do with somebody else. Go find somebody, have them do it.